It's a magical intersection of science, light, and creativity, which is why I've named this session Blue Magic. So she's also referred to as one of the first female photographers. And I think what is absolutely beautiful and inspiring to me about her work is how she blends science with art. So she's really inspired this course and this idea of being extremely mindful about nature and zooming in on these extraordinary, special moments in nature that perhaps we overlook in everyday life, and really putting them on a platform and showcasing them in Cyanotype prints. Please don't be intimidated by how super neat I am. It's just part of what I enjoy doing.
I'm not sure if people can hear this, but the slice that you're making with that, Erin, is just brilliant.
Yes.
It's so appealing if you can hear that right now.
Absolutely love a craft knife and a metal ruler and a nice little cutting mat. So actually a lot of cyanotype artists absolutely love making cyanotypes in winter, because you can leave your print outside exposing for 24 hours, 48 hours and make really beautiful prints. Because it's not actually to do with the amount of sunlight, it's to do with the UV levels. And what I tend to find is that they generate a bit of static. So it's quite difficult to, often you'll put your arrangement on top of your foliage and then you pick up the perspex and put it on top and all the foliage will jump up. It's funny, I've tried different techniques. Like this one I've actually ironed with baking paper because I was too impatient to flatten it. When I say cook, I just mean expose, but it just feels a bit like I've just put them in the oven. So you get a slightly more three-dimensional quality to it. So these are very flat objects. But if you were using a allium head or a teasel or something that is 3D, you'll see that there is actually a sort of cast shadow, which is quite magical about sun printing. So this is the really exciting magical bit. Basically what's happening is you're rinsing out the chemistry from the area that was protected by the leaf. And you can see it's starting to go this really beautiful blue colour. I enjoy blotting just like I enjoy cutting paper. So can you see I mentioned this three-dimensional quality of some prints? So it's got a kind of shadowy edge, which is quite special really, which you don't really get when you're using a UV light. So you can see the stripe now, which is quite interesting, that's come across the print. So it's basically a kind of memory of the location where I exposed it, which is quite interesting. Personally, all of those stages are an absolute delight to me, and that's why Cyanotype is so addictive. So this is lavender seed heads from a lavender plant. And what's quite nice is that they've actually dried with a curve to them, so they look a bit like they're blowing in the wind. But you can create really delicate, slightly more X-ray images because the light is able to come through. What happens is, in a sort of passionate, enthusiastic moment of making a cyanotype, you can start throwing your foliage around. Another thing you can also do is just drop them. And that looks beautiful, probably better than what I would have done myself. I guess what I really want you to do is just really slow down and enjoy every second of it. It's like spending this much time with it has made me realise that there's actually like a seed head within a seed head. I don't know, I just feel like they're quite a loud, characterful species, aren't they? They've got a lot to say, haven't they? They need space. Oh, I love these already. I would really tell you to take a photo before you rinse them because this bronze colour is absolutely beautiful. And it does also make me think it would be nice to tone these. So yeah, those sorts of happy accidents I feel like are part of the magic of printing, especially cyanotype printing. I remember when I was coating this bit of paper, was I created an edge and then I didn't like it, so I painted on top, and actually it's got this really lovely layering to it. And now I'm looking at it, I feel like it looks like it's underwater. So you're flexing your brain muscles the whole time. It's like a learning experience, even when you've done it thousands of times before, which again is why it's so addictive, I think.